It has been more than 50 days since the palace has been hiding Kate. Here is what we know about this topic, and what the conspiracy theorists suggest. The Royal Press Service published only 2 news. On January 17, they reported that the princess was hospitalized for a planned operation on the abdominal cavity. The palace warned that the recovery would be long and asked not to expect her appearance in public until the end of March. On January 29, not through the official website, but only in social networks, subscribers were notified that Kate was discharged from the hospital. 13 nights in the hospital is a very serious term, and the reason for such a long hospitalization should be much more serious than just a malaise. The royal family made a secret of Kate's illness. This circumstance gives rise to the most different rumors and the most terrible guesses. Everyone understands that the condition of the 42-year-old princess is much worse than the condition of the 75-year-old king. This is discussed by royal experts in the program Good Morning Britain. The expert says that it is very unusual that 2 sad news about the health of members of the royal family appeared at the same time. It is also unusual that the king is constantly in sight, both before and after visiting the hospital. The princess is hidden from us, and her press service representative reminds journalists of her desire for confidentiality and asks not to pay so much attention to her operation. The palace is silent about what really happened to the princess, but we read too much about the king's health, even the smallest details. It seems that in this way people are trying to distract and switch their attention from Kate to Charles. The expert notes that the king is clearly covering up for Kate. It was for this reason that they were discharged from the same clinic on the same day. But the difference is too obvious. The king left the clinic on his own feet. How the princess left it is unclear. British paparazzi took the hospital building in a tight ring and stayed there around the clock for 2 weeks. They managed to find out that Prince William visited his wife once in 2 weeks. Journalists did not see either parents or children or assistants. For this reason, analysts agree that the princess underwent the operation very hard. She either fell into a coma herself or was immersed in it artificially. Spanish journalists tell about this in detail. According to them, the operation itself ended badly, and the postoperative period was unsuccessful. Doctors had to make radical decisions due to complications. Complications threatened the life of the princess and did not leave the doctors a choice. Kate had to be put into an artificial coma. The anxiety in the royal family was palpable. Now there is a dispute in the palace. What to tell the people? After the news of Kate's coma, the British press received the task of refuting these rumors, but for this the palace did not provide any information, no facts proving the opposite, and journalists had to be creative. A TV journalist announced that she was lying with Kate in neighboring wards. Once in the corridor, Prince William rushed past her, who was rushing down the corridor to his wife's ward. The fact that no one saw him there, the lady explained simply. After all, photographers were not allowed inside, but she saw the running prince with her own eyes. There were news that the princess communicates with her children daily by video link and even began to perform her royal duties in a remote format. No one in Britain believed in such efficiency without serious evidence, and there is still none. They especially doubted after rumors that Kate was brought from the hospital to the Adelaide cottage on the territory of Windsor Castle. Everyone who follows the news from the royal family knows that the cottage is very cold and it is too small. There is no room even for a nanny. Then the sick princess was immediately transferred to the Sandringham estate in the west of Norfolk. Prince William is on the verge of a breakdown. He appeared in public for the first time on February 7, spent more than a month on leave to care for the children, and left his royal duties for this time. Presenting the order at Windsor Castle, the prince dropped it. His hands and eyelids were trembling. He looked like a person who was about to faint. In the evening of that day, at a reception in honor of the London ambulance, He joked so that everyone became sad. British conspiracy theorists claim the princess just ran away from the royal family, which has a habit of killing off the most beloved princesses of the people. After all, Kate Middleton's subjects love her as much as they loved Princess Diana, and they are very afraid that the second Princess of Wales will suffer the fate of the first, and she is waiting for an untimely death. The royal family plays its main role, a screen that distracts the attention of the people from the pressing problems. The leadership of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has already led the country to catastrophic consequences. The crisis of the cost of living, saving on products and heating the house have become the daily reality of ordinary people. But instead of solving the problems, the British government insists on continuing the war in the country 404 and opposes peaceful negotiations. Interestingly, the other day Prince William called for peace in the Gaza sector. He and Princess Kate, on whose behalf the statement was made, are very concerned about the number of people killed there. But the number of people killed in the country 404 does not bother them for some reason. Yesterday, the Speaker of our State Duma Volodin said that thanks to the President, Russia returned the fish that the British ate for free for 68 years. Between the governments of the USSR and the United Kingdom, an agreement was signed in Moscow on May 25, 1956, according to which the Soviet Union government allowed British fishing vessels to fish in certain areas of the Barents Sea along the coast of the Kola Peninsula. The media estimated that in 2023, British fishermen caught more than 566,000 tons of cod in the Barents Sea, which is the basis of the daily diet of ordinary Britons. Yesterday, the action of this agreement was terminated. It is not difficult to guess that now the prices for fish will rise simply because there is less of it. In order for the monarchy to survive and the Princess of Wales, if she is still alive, to become Queen Catherine, the people need to be distracted, which the palace successfully does. Well, they are not going to cancel the sanctions. In fact, they are introducing new ones today. I like the version that Kate just ran away, as Princess Monaco Charlene did.